What's going on? It is I, King Vader, your therapist, your host with the most, your guide through today's episode of Anime Therapy. Now, if you were here last time, we ventured into the superhero territory. We spoke to Captain America. Hell, we talked to the Scarlet Witch. And then we had a surprise guest. Son Goku was in the building. Now, after I did the last video, I thought to myself, why just stop at superheroes? We are going to be giving therapy sessions to some of the most iconic anime characters in anime history. So join me today in today's episode of Anime Therapy. Hey, Naruto, it's me. I'm your therapist. Let's start off smooth. How's your mental?
It's fine, just been stressed lately. I have a lot of responsibilities.
That's understandable, you being the Hokage and stuff. Do you ever feel the need to let some of your responsibilities go to your shadow clones?
I do that already, but I can't send them to everything. They are still weaker versions of me, and they can't handle everything. I'm afraid that I could leave something very important to a clone and it might mess up. So I use clones only in routine activities.
It's funny that you say that. I'd like to ask, why do you send clones to your house to spend birthdays with your kids while the real you is at the office doing real work?
My job demands so much from me, I can barely spend any time with them. Sending a clone to spend time with them is the best I can do. I'm also worried about my work. What if an enemy attacks? I should be prepared at all times. That's the job of the Hokage.
Why not send a shadow clone at the office and spend real time with your real family?
I have already tried sending a clone to my job, but it just doesn't feel right. I still end up worrying about my job more than my family. Sending a clone at my home has the advantage that I can watch them from the clone's POV, so I can spend more time with them without feeling like I'm working.
You know, when you say it like that, I can completely understand. Back in the day, did you ever feel like you were holding back against Sasuke in your fights?
There were times I held back against him so I wouldn't finish him off. But most of the times I felt like I was giving it my all against him.
Understandable. Very, very commendable. My next question is, what did you think when Kiba said that he wanted to become Hokage?
Really? Kiba? I was surprised he even thought of himself as a candidate. His ninja skills are impressive, but not really Kage level.
Damn. My next question is, back in the day, why did you and Sasuke steal Rock Lee's moveset and not give him any credit?
We were kids back then, and we were trying to get any advantage we could. Stealing Lee's movement was just a desperate move to get better. But I agree, it wasn't right not giving him any credit.
Understandable, and that's a very respectful thing that you just said. This is why you're the Hokage, Naruto.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
My next question is, if you, Goku, Luffy, and Ichigo got into a four-way fight, who would win and come out on top?
That's a tough one. Each of us has our own strengths, but I think it would come down to who has the best strategy and adaptability. Goku's raw power, Luffy's unpredictability, and Ichigo's versatility could make a real difference. It's hard to say for sure who would come out on top. It would definitely be a tough fight.
Are you familiar with the term the Big Three, and are you aware that you're a part of it?
Yes, I'm familiar with the term Big Three. It refers to the three most popular manga series in North America during the 2000s, including mine. It's a badge of honor to be a part of it.
Okay, so let's just keep it down to the Big Three. Who do you think would win in a three-way fight between the Big Three?
Each of the Big Three characters have their own unique powers and abilities. Luffy's Gum Gum powers, Ichigo's Zanpakuto, and my own Nine-Tail Fox powers make it hard to say for sure which one would come out on top. It would be a hard fight, but I'd give myself a slight edge, just because I have access to the Nine-Tails power.
Understandable. I understand. I can't be mad at that. I understand. So the people would like to know, are you planetary? Now, what do I mean by that? Do you have enough...
Planetary? Chuckles. Well, I've used my Nine-Tails power enough to say I'm pretty darn powerful. I've been able to defeat powerful enemies that threatened whole villages and the world itself.
Understandable. That's facts. So you ready for the next question? It's just a personal question, but by chance, do you know of anyone by the name of King Vader?
Oh yeah, I actually ran into King Vader once at a convention. He's a talented creator and content maker. It was cool to meet him. Why do you ask?
No reason. I'll just make sure to pass the word. This is more of a personal question. Are you aware that people online think that you are a bad father?
I've heard some of those criticisms. It's not like I don't care about my family, but my job as Hokage can be demanding and time-consuming.
I have 2 questions left. What advice would you give to people chasing big dreams?
My advice would be to stay focused and never give up. Chase your dreams fiercely and work hard to make them a reality. You will face obstacles and setbacks, but don't let them discourage you. Learn from your failures and keep pushing forward. Believe in yourself and your abilities, and surrounded yourself with people who support you. Pursuing a big dream can be challenging, but the sense of fulfillment and accomplishment you'll feel when you achieve it is worth the effort.
That's facts. That's facts. You spit and fire. Appreciate you. Thank you. I have a very personal question that I'd like to ask you directly. I believe in a lot of the morals and lessons that the show Naruto teaches us, but why is it that Rock Lee follows these lessons and morals and is about all of that, but he is punished in return?
Despite his lackluster abilities and lack of talent for ninjutsu and genjutsu, he still perseveres and trains hard to become a strong shinobi through sheer dedication and hard work. His philosophy revolves around never giving up and continuing to push himself beyond his limits, even in the face of failure and setbacks. As for the punishment you're referring to, Rock Lee does face setbacks and failures on his journey, but it's not necessarily a punishment. These challenges are part of his growth and development, and he learns and becomes stronger as a shinobi because of them.
That's all the questions I have for you today. I just wanted to say, Naruto, I'm extremely proud of you. You are actually one of my favorite anime characters and continue to be as great as we all know that you are. I feel like we learned a lot of insight. I feel like we got to ask some questions, get some answers, and also not get some answers. The next one is a bit problematic. Hi, Frieza. I was popped in here with the Dragon Balls because I am going to be your therapist for today.
My what? Therapist? That is absolutely hilarious. Tell me, who thought I needed a therapist?
Beerus the Destroyer.
What kind of game is he trying to play with me this time? Tell me, therapist, what is it exactly that you think I need help with?
I think you need help with a lot of things, but today we just have a couple questions and we really want to get inside the mind of Lord Frieza.
Well, by all means, let us begin then. Ask me these questions you have in that small, tiny mind of yours.
Let's start off light. Frieza, are you racist?
That's certainly one way to put it, yes. I suppose I am racist, but who can blame me? After all, it isn't like my hatred towards certain species is just some blind bias. I have ample evidence to prove some species are just inherently savage and violent.
Okay. All right, buddy. I know how you feel about Saiyans. Frieza, how do you feel about black people?
What kind of question is that? Why should I care about the color of someone's skin? As long as they understand that I, Lord Frieza, am the most powerful being in existence and have the undisputed right to rule, then why bother worrying about what they look like?
Okay, it just had to start off a bit hot, but we're going to get into deeper questions now. Are you ready?
I'm ready as ever, therapist. Bring it on.
Okay, so we would like to know, what are your plans after obtaining a form such as Black Frieza?
Well, that just seems like a simple question to answer, but I suppose I can humor you for a bit longer. After I unlock this new form, I will finally stand at the pinnacle of power in the universe. I'll be the strongest and most powerful being to ever exist, the absolute ruler of all creation. Nothing will be able to stand in my way ever again.
Next question. Back on Namek, what do you think would have happened if Krillin had hit you with the Destructo Disc?
If that weakling Krillin had hit me with his Destructo Disc back then, well, nothing would have happened. Do you really think that a cheap blast from that pathetic excuse for a fighter could have actually hit me? I am Lord Frieza, the most powerful being in existence.
Okay. If you weren't an evil space dictator, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't an evil space dictator, what would I be doing? I suppose I would be bored. Bored and without a sense of purpose for the first time in my life. He laughs, but it's a good thing I am an evil space dictator. Being in charge and having power over others is what drives me, what gives my life meaning.
You don't got any hobbies like reading books or playing chess? It's just dictatorship, that's it?
Those are just frivolous pastimes for weaklings. I am Lord Frieza, the ruler of the universe. I don't have time for such meaningless activities.
I'm starting to see the problem. What was going through your mind as Broly was beating you up for an hour and 30 minutes?
Ah, that damnable Broly again. I was simply caught off guard by his incredible power. I had no idea he was capable of such raw strength, but make no mistake, I was still holding back during that fight. If I had not been holding back, I would have been able to defeat Broly easily.
Okay, let's just calm down. Are you ready for the next question?
Yes, I'm ready for the next question. Go ahead.
What advice would you give to people trying to accomplish universal domination?
Well, I would say that determination and ruthlessness are key. You cannot afford to show mercy or weakness if you wish to rule the universe. You must be willing to do whatever it takes to get what you want, no matter the cost.
Understandable. Well, that's all the questions I have. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I don't like you, and I need you to get out.
Oh, did I not pass your little evaluation? That's a shame, but very well, I'll be on my way. I have better things to do than waste my time with this pointless therapy session anyway.
For sure. I'm gonna make sure I tell Beerus that. Woo! Man, I thought that was my last therapy session, man. I thought I was about to get cooked. Let's see. Who do we have on the list? Who is standing outside the door? Oh, man. It's the most glazed character in all of anime. Let's let him in before he lets himself in. Hey, it's Gojo. Hi, I just want to let you know that I got hired to be your therapist for today. Are you ready for our session?
A therapist? Me? Oh, you gotta be kidding. I don't have problem. I don't need therapy.
Yeah, that's what someone who needs therapy would say.
You really think a therapist like you can make me talk about my problems?
So I guess you're ready to begin.
Fine, fine. I accept because I don't have anything else to do right now.
All right, so are you familiar with the big three?
The big three? I think I know what it is. You are about to ask my preference, right?
Kind of. I basically would like to know, do you think you could beat the big three, which is Ichigo, Naruto, and Luffy?
You must be kidding. Of course I could. I am the strongest. I can even do it without breaking a sweat.
Okay. Who you think would win in the fight between you and Goku?
Isn't that loser from that popular kid show? Huh? I'd win, no question. I mean, I can fly, control space, create literal black holes. What does he have? A loud mouth and weird hairstyle.
Okay. Who do you think is the strongest out of all of your students?
It's obviously Yuji with his Sukuna power.
Now, unbiased of course, but who is your favorite anime character?
There's too many of them. But if I have to be honest, I have a soft spot for Kakashi. He's smart, strategic, and has a tragic past. And he's a great sensei.
Understandable. That's a valid answer. What advice would you give to people with the pressure of wanting to be the best or the strongest?
Listen here, it's admirable to want to be the best, but don't let the pressure consume you. The key is to stay grounded, work hard, and never forget your roots. Being the strongest isn't everything. It's just a title, in the end. What's more important is to be true to yourself and keep moving forward, even when things get tough.
Understandable. That's all the questions we have today. Thank you for the therapy session. You did great.
Wait, is that it? Just a few questions? Where's the part where you tell me I have deep-seated trauma or daddy issues?
He kind of reminds me of a streamer. I can't put my thumb on it, but they're out here somewhere. All right, our next guest. Hi, am I speaking to the strongest human, Krillin?
Master Roshi is stronger than me, and probably Tien too.
Oh, well, today we're going to be having the therapy session for you. Are you ready? I was hired by your wife, 18.
I don't think I need therapy, and 18 sent you? What's going on?
I mean, she sent me. Are you ready for our therapy session for today?
Yeah, I guess, but I'm still confused as to why 18 wanted you to do a therapy session on me. So, start, I guess.
Who do you think is the strongest in the Z Fighters?
Goku is obviously at number 1. After that, I guess it's Gohan, then Vegeta. I think Gohan is probably stronger than Vegeta if he would train consistently. At least that's what Piccolo said.
And who do you think is the weakest?
Me.
Don't do it! Goku!
The only reason they usually take me to these fights is that I'm a good support guy, not because I'm strong enough to fight.
Oh. Okay.
Don't owe me. I know I'm weak. It doesn't need to be reiterated.
I'm sorry, I was surprised. Like, you don't think you're stronger than Yamcha?
Yamcha is great and we're best friends, but he's not as strong as me.
He's a Z Fighter, no?
Yeah, he was the original member of the Z Warriors.
What's your favorite fight you've been in?
The first time I fought against Piccolo in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai for sure.
So, Are you in the pursuit of strength? Like, what is the end goal for you, Krillin?
It's not just about the strength for me. I mean, yeah, of course, I enjoy getting stronger and being able to fight better opponents, but in the end, I fight for peace and to protect the people and places I care about.
Okay, so next question. The people would like to know, would you win in a fight between you and One Punch Man?
You mean Saitama? The guy with the giant stick head? Yeah, no way I've got a shot at beating him.
Okay, next question. So back on Namek, what do you think would have happened if your Destructo Disc had hit Frieza?
Yeah, I think it would have cut him up real bad, but given how strong that guy was and his durability, it probably wouldn't have killed him.
Interesting. This is just a random question I'd like to ask. Who is your favorite anime character?
Oh man, favorite anime character? That's tough. It's gotta be Saitama from One Punch Man.
Hey, shout out to all the bald characters out there.
I feel you on that. It's a good look. You ever watch King of the Hill?
Yeah. Well, Krillin, that's going to be the end for today's therapy session. Before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to ask me?
No, I think that was it.
You have a good day. Whew. I am a professional. Okay, so my true issue with Krillin is that I just feel like the show forgets to put him through difficulty or adversity that would actually make him stronger. I want to see Krillin not like at the level of Goku and Vegeta, but damn near like able to stand his own. All right. Now to our next guest. We're going from good to chaotic. This next person, they're not a good person to say the least. Hello, Dio Brando. Today we have a therapy session for you. I was hired by your closest members and we're here to check on your mental and ask some questions. So we're gonna start off with the first couple of questions. Are you ready?
I suppose I can amuse myself with this. So go on, start with your questions.
Why do you hate Joestars so much?
To me, they are like the annoying little gnats that refuse to leave you alone. They are always in the way of my goals and dreams. Though Jonathan Joestar was a respectable and honorable warrior.
So you hate Joestars so bad, but you didn't hesitate to take Jonathan Joestar's body. What's up with that?
That was just a convenient and useful decision. I was already on the death's door, and the only other body close by was that of Jonathan Joestar, which happened to have an incredible physique.
Okay, are you aware of Frieza? And if so, do you think you two would get along?
That little arrogant prick. I think it's likely he and I wouldn't see eye to eye.
Are you saying that you'd win in a fight?
I would definitely win. With my stand, the world, time will be stopped. Frieza will be powerless in the frozen time.
Okay, understandable, big dog. What other anime characters do you think you'd get along with, if any?
I think I could get along with Light Yagami from Death Note. He could be quite an interesting companion. I wouldn't mind getting along with Griffith from Berserk, and maybe, just maybe, Muzan Kibutsuji, the Demon King himself.
Oh, okay. I guess my last question would be, how far do you think fueled hatred can take you in this world?
It can take you quite far in this world, if you have the will to harness it. Hate is a powerful emotion. It can consume you completely and drive you to do unimaginable things. It can push you beyond your limits, and make you capable of achieving even the impossible. However, one must be careful. Hate can also consume you and turn you into a mindless beast, obsessed with destruction. Ultimately, it depends on how you use it, and whether you are strong enough to control it.
Thank you. What a guy. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the anime therapy section. In my last video, the superhero therapy, I had surprise guests. Our final guest, ladies and gentlemen, Aang the Avatar. Hello, Aang, how you doing? I am your therapist. I was hired by Sokka.
Why on earth would he do that?
I don't know. I just know I've been paid already, so you just answer questions and that's pretty much it.
Okay, I guess I can do that. Go ahead then, ask away.
What is your favorite element and why?
Like I said earlier, my favorite element is airbending. There's just something about it that makes me feel free.
Who's the better avatar between you and Korra?
Whoa, that's a loaded one. I mean, Korra is a great avatar, there's no doubt about it. But I also have a lot of experience as the avatar, and I helped end a 100-year war. It's impossible to compare us, really.
Understandable. My next question is, who do you think is the strongest avatar, and who do you think is the weakest?
That's a tough one. I'd probably have to go with Avatar Kyoshi. She was a total badass and could move massive quantities of Earth effortlessly. As for the weakest, I'd say Avatar Karuk. He wasn't necessarily weak, but he was definitely not as experienced experienced or powerful as the others.
How do you feel about the live action version of the Avatar The Last Airbender on Netflix?
Well, I haven't had the chance to see it personally, but I've heard mixed things. I hope they do justice to the world and characters that I and many others have grown to love.
If you weren't born an airbender, what element would you have liked to be?
If I wasn't born an airbender, I think I would have liked to be a waterbender. Waterbending has always fascinated me, with its fluid and graceful movements and the ability to bend water into various forms.
Now, hard question here. Who's your favorite between Momo and Appa?
That's a tough one. Momo and Appa are both so special to me, but if I had to choose, I'd probably say Appa. He's been by my side through thick and thin, and he's always been there to support and protect me.
Understandable. Now, last question would be, what advice would you have to give to people dealing with a lot of responsibility in their life and trying to stay afloat mentally?
Dealing with a lot of responsibility can be overwhelming and exhausting, especially mentally. First, I'd say it's important to recognize and accept your limits. You can't do everything, and that's okay. Learn to prioritize and focus on what's truly important. Also, don't be afraid to ask for help and lean on others. No one can go through life alone, and there are people who care about and want to support you.
Hey, well, those are all the questions we have for today. I just want to say thank you, Aang. You are one of my favorite avatars, and I cannot wait to see more from your journey in the future. They're going to be adapting some movies, so I'm super excited. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the guests that we had. I hope I've been a good host for you all. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Who knows? We went from superheroes to anime characters. What else is there in the universe?